Yo, 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 yo.
Yo,
What
100%.
up? Hell no.
Didn't you just get a comment like that?
They want swag already. They want shirts made that
Oh,
says
yeah?
100%
100% with the accent.
or eggs.
Hold on. Hold on. Let me move this table. It's gonna be a little loud for a second, so I don't have to lean over. All right. Good. All right. How's it going, everybody?
What up?
I must ask you.
Did you watch the race?
I'm just joking. Just, which one? F1?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, we watched the race. Started late as F, but
And then a delayed start
yeah,
after some mayhem.
Bro, this first race of the season was crazy. First of all, even on a formation lap, they couldn't even get their crap together.
One of them.
One of them. What was it? Hajar?
Hajar, yeah.
Hajar? I don't know how to pronounce his name, but yeah, he
Hajar.
had a rough start to his season.
To his career.
Career.
That was
The
It
career.
was his first F1 official lap. Not even his first one. And he crashed.
That's crazy. I mean, dude, it was slippery, man. It was raining there like all weekend? Most of the weekend was rain, right?
Yeah.
And they were just sliding. I mean, he crashed, not him, but Behrman crashed twice in practice before he even got on track. He actually finished the race,
But he finished.
which is shocking.
Well, he had nobody behind him to worry about.
I mean,
He was last place.
that is true, but he did finish the race, so good for him. A lot of guys got knocked out though.
I mean, it was, but well,
the one that pisses me off the most they lost was Sainz. That fool, bro. What were you doing? Everybody's driving slow. Your ass spins out.
Bro. Even Alonso too was surprising.
He got sniped, dude. He got sniped when he was driving, dude.
Yeah. So 4 out of 6 rookies crashed.
But I mean, this year's season, how many rookies are there? There's a lot.
6.
I mean, my freaking fantasy F1 is called "The Rookies Are Us," dude. So
yeah,
I mean,
so there's 6 total rookies this year, and 4 of them crashed race 1. The only 2 that made it was Antonelli and Behrman.
well, good for them. Antonelli, dude, that guy's
He's on my fantasy.
He's a star. I picked his ass up too because dude, I had Mercedes picked as the one of my main constructors, and somebody told me they're gonna suck. So I'm
They're
like,
gonna suck.
and I'm like, damn, I don't know.
Well, I don't know. Antonelli might be
I don't
good.
know. That's the thing.
George Russell isn't a bad racer. I just don't think he's got the.
Let me say this: I had Ferrari. I picked up Ferrari afterwards. Damn, I wish I could go back to Mercedes.
Yeah, because they got 3-4, right?
Yeah, dude. I mean, Antonelli's a rookie, right? So at the end of the day, rookies are gonna rookie, right? So I know it was a race in the wet. Obviously, we've seen what happened to 4 other rookies. So it was a 50-50, but it is what it is. I'm back to Mercedes now. Ferrari, I don't know. Ferrari, I thought Lewis Hamilton was gonna have a better race, and I don't know. He just, they were talking a lot of smack on the radios, which was funny.
Oh, the guy was just repeating himself the whole time.
Yeah, and he's like, "I got you, bro. Relax."
He's like, "Yeah, he's like Pete 10. He's like, I understand where I'm at."
Yeah. Push, you can push now. Yeah. Option, what is the K or whatever is available? K1 is available.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. Let me do my own thing.
He's like, leave me to it.
Yeah.
And he said that like 4 times.
Yeah.
we were at the bar, so we couldn't hear the voice, and that's why I don't like watching races at the bar unless they put on the volume.
Yeah, like high up volume, so you can actually.
Yeah. But I'm like, man, it sucks. I want to hear them because you read it, but it's not coming out like that when they're talking.
No, you don't have the emotion behind it, right?
Well, they can't. They get fined now if they swear on the radio. So
is it?
Yeah. So they can't swear on the radio.
Leclerc was
anymore.
the best. He says, "I got water," and freaking thing. And the guy's like, "It must be water." He's like, "Add that to the words of wisdom, dude, bro."
He's like, "Is there a leak?" Well, it was a dumb question.
It was a dumb question.
He's like, "Is there a leak in the car?" He's like, "No, why?" He's like, "There's water all over my seat." He's like, "Must be the water."
That's funny. But
or the Verstappen interview after the race, and they were like,
I literally watched most of the race, and I said,
I seen highlights, and the guy's like, "Max, what out there?" He's like, "Yeah, things are slippery when they're wet." That's
straight to the point,
dude.
But yeah, they finished off nicely. McLaren had a good run. Norris, except for Piastri, he spun out.
Dude, I had him on my. Yeah, I have him.
He's my number 1 guy on my fantasy team.
Yeah,
dude.
no, I have Verstappen. I still believe that he's still the best driver on the grid.
He's a very good driver.
I still think he's the best driver.
I will agree. Yes.
Although he had at one point they were Piastri had a 16-second gap on him from second to third.
Oh, then Piastri
But-
decided to go off the freaking road. So.
Well, they wouldn't let Piastri overtake,
yeah.
and he was on Lando.
Yeah.
He was dude. He was like within half a second the whole time, and they
Yeah, I
wouldn't.
seen that,
And they
I seen
wouldn't.
that.
They wouldn't let him go.
Yeah. Well,
I didn't hear the comms, but I'm pretty sure they were like, don't use DRS. But I think Oscar. I think Oscar. What sucks for Oscar is that because Lando's the golden boy,
Yeah,
they don't want to. They don't want to let him shine. You know,
Yeah.
they're only gonna let him shine.
Well, you have two good drivers on one team, right? Well, there's got to be a winner driver, right?
Yeah.
And that driver is gonna be Norris.
But yeah, but Oscar's like he'll follow the rules. He'll listen to the team, right? Where there's other places.
now.
There's other times where it's like, well, how many times was it George Russell and Hamilton where he's like, where George Russell's like, I'm outpacing him, let me
Yes,
pass. And he's like,
yes,
no,
yes,
right? So
correct. Yeah, I mean that's 100% true. And Piastri, he just got a new contract too,
yep,
so he got extended through McLaren, and he's a very good driver.
I think he's a really good driver.
And I didn't realize that McLaren used a Mercedes engine. Interesting. Well, that kind of makes sense. But the
Better.
Mercedes would be pretty good too.
Yeah, but
Their design for the cars may be different, obviously.
yeah,
Right? McLaren put a lot of work in. I mean, McLaren was already good last year. At the end of the year, they were moving up there. They were keeping up with Max. They were actually
the second half of the season was a crazy.
Max
comeback.
had wrapped up already early.
Yeah.
So, but they put together a pretty good car, and they're going to compete this year. Obviously, they got first place right now. We'll see what happens in the actual dry weather, like this weekend.
That's what I was saying. I can't wait for the dry weather.
Yeah, like
'cause-
we'll see. Then we'll kind of see really who's where, right? Because in the rain, it's if you're a good driver, even the rain won't really, unless you're Antonelli, then you love the rain. You know what I mean?
Like Antonelli, I mean, he was doing well because he started what was
He started 16th, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty sure he was 16th when he started.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
16th up until 4th. Sure, he got lucky with
A tire swap.
with the tire
the
swap and Piastri spitting out and the safety car and all that stuff.
Yeah, but that works to everybody's advantage if they use it, right?
Exactly. But he went from like 16th, and I think before all that he was P10 or P9.
Yes.
Before
yes.
that
He
he was
yes.
already passing people up.
He was already behind. If I'm not mistaken, he was already behind the Ferraris. at
Yeah,
one
which
point, yeah.
I don't know where they were at that point, but
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was already behind the Ferraris.
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
was already kind of gaining on them. So
then
good for them. I mean,
they just had a good play.
Dude, Stroll, number 6.
yeah,
What? I have him in my fantasy. I'm like, holy crap, this guy got points.
that'll never happen again.
We'll see, man. I mean, I'm a fan of Alonso, but Alonso's older.
I don't like Stroll at all.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of him either.
Him and Ocon are my two least favorite drivers. I think Ocon's just a piece of crap teammate.
I mean, it's
He's
very
the guy that hits you before he lets you pass. You know, he's like, if I'm not finishing first, none of us are finishing.
and that's the mentality they have, huh?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, good for Stroll. He got 6th place. Good for him. Good for Aston Martin. Aston Martin might be good next year. We'll see what
Everybody might be good next year. Who knows?
Well, that's this next year's
Next
whole
year's a
different
big year
platform,
change.
right? Yeah. So
Even a president of F1 was like, I want V8s or V12s.
well, I just seen today. I seen today, Max Verstappen said that he'll stay in F1 longer if they bring back the V10s. Bring him back, dude.
Bring him back.
Bring back the V12s, bro. I won't freaking dude. Those things sound so crazy.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I mean, it was a good race. It was a good weekend for the race.
It was interesting to watch. That's for sure.
Yeah, I wanted to see what the rookies did. I mean, they, first time nerves. You go out there, you're trying to kind of, keep it together.
Hajjar after he crashed was just like, I mean, he was devastated after, and then
I mean, yeah, you start your
he was
career
like crying and stuff, and
without,
like. But did you see the one guy that actually went up to him and like gave him a hug and stuff?
Yeah, I seen that.
Lewis Hamilton's dad.
Yeah. Well, because it could happen, dude. I mean, who knows? He
yeah.
could be a great down the road, right?
Yep.
But the nerves maybe got to him right in the beginning.
Well, I think two of the rookies, and one of them was Antonelli, were both pulled from F3, and it's pretty crazy. They were like, it's pretty crazy to skip F2 completely.
I mean, yeah, dude.
Because Antonelli skipped F3 completely.
If you're good at it, dude.
Yeah,
well, yeah, I get it. But at the same time, bro, the teams out there are gonna be
Yeah.
looking.
Kids literally half your age were racing in Formula One.
I know, which is crazy. But the teams are looking, right? And
Yeah,
if they
yeah.
see that there's a potential for the driver, even if he has to skip one league, but he can jump in that seat and make something of it,
Yep.
is that fair to the F2 drivers?
Work harder.
I mean, it is what it is, right?
Work harder. Did you see who placed in a pole position in F3?
No.
Polish driver.
No, he didn't place pole.
Yeah, he placed.
placed-
Not pole. Podium.
He
Finished.
third place
Third
in the
place.
sprint race.
Yeah, in F3.
Yeah, yeah. And then he got, pretty sure he got 9th place in the race.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I
It
didn't know it
was
was
a
just
sprint
a
race.
sprint. I didn't read the whole article.
Yeah, it was a sprint race he got 3rd place on a sprint. And then he got 9th. I'm pretty sure it was 9th place on the actual race. Yeah, good for him. He didn't just,
Yep.
But yeah, if I mean, before I watched the season, I finished watching Senna.
Yeah. I haven't watched it yet.
Dude, it's so good.
Is it?
Yeah,
I gotta watch
man.
it. I gotta watch it.
It was good.
Because I know the new season of Drive to Survive came out, but like
I already watched 2
after
episodes
after the first few seasons, I'm like, it's more or less the same. And it's like now that I watch more F1 and I watch the interviews sometimes, I'm like, it's so like half the stuff is taken so out of context that it's crazy.
I mean, dude,
What-
they got to make it interesting, right?
I understand, but one of them was, it was like Max saying something, and it switched scenes to like Max saying like it was like different things that Max said, which were like sounded kind of shitty because they're taken out of context.
Yeah.
But then if you looked, they were clips. They were clips of 2 different races. It wasn't even that same weekend. It was 2 different races.
I mean, just the season I just started right now skipped from race 1 to race 3, like right off the bat.
no, but it was like
I know what
the
you mean.
same scene,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so
Well,
they went from one race to another. I'm like, that's kind of
that even happened in politics, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah, sure.
Cut a scene here and there and cut a couple of lines and
Yeah, but like
stick
it was
together and you have Kamala Harris on an interview.
Yeah,
dude,
but it was
60 minutes.
But it was blatant because it was blatant because like he was wearing a hat for the city they were racing in, and then it goes to another scene and there's a different hat. Like it's the same color, but like one's Spain, one's like Vegas.
I mean, they got to put some drama in there,
Yeah,
they got to put some, hostility in there. That's part of the game, dude.
yeah, I understand. I don't know.
I don't like that kind of stuff either, but it's like,
I get it.
You
that
gotta take it with a
gets
grain of
more-
salt.
It gets more people in. I mean, to be fair, Drive to Survive is probably the number one thing that has made F1 so popular again.
especially in the U.S.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
That
Especially in
and
the U.S. because U.S. was never a big F1
that
scene, right?
that and Le
Now
Mans.
you have Miami, now you have Las Vegas,
Yeah, Houston
Circuit
was
of
al-
Americas. Austin.
Austin was
Yeah.
always that's been there for a while though.
Yeah. But
Uh,
expanding into Miami and Las Vegas, bro,
Yeah. Chicago put a bit in.
what are they gonna race on? Dude, they're gonna race on
Lakeshore
freaking
Drive.
potholes?
Dude, imagine the sounds coming out of Lower Wacker.
I mean, amazingly, 100%. But I mean, dude, it's like, but they would have to repave the entire streets, dude, of Chicago, man.
Yeah, and then down Lakeshore Drive looks like
And then barricade off the fucking people who be complaining about it that they're not green.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, dude, it's like burning Teslas, dude. Go green, go get a Tesla. Musk is he's a
fascist.
Nazi, he's a fascist. Burn his cars. Whatever, bro. That's another subject, but yeah.
Yeah, and then don't make any money back because insurance isn't going to pay you out for it.
Regardless, F1 was good. We'll see how China does. I think we have the sprint race this
Did
weekend.
you ever watch an E1 race?
I did, but it's hard to watch
Because it's so quiet.
because it's yes. I was like, dude, I don't hear nothing.
You only hear it when they're slowing down when the wheels are charging the battery.
Yeah.
That's the only. Well, I guess it goes up, but I don't know.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's sure.
It's cool to watch. But
I mean, why not expand the sport a little bit differently, right? Put in
yeah,
the.
I can't wait for F1 though with Cadillac and Audi coming in next year.
That's gonna be interesting.
I think
for
they're
sure.
adding grids.
They are. I think
Yeah.
Cadillac's adding an extra 2 spots.
Yeah,
Because I know Audi's taking over
Kick Sauber.
Kick Sauber, and then Cadillac's coming in as extra two spots. What's the grid right now? Is that 22?
20,
Is it 20? You
Yep.
sure?
100%.
I thought it was 22 for some reason. No,
No.
let's see. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah, you're right, 20. So it's going to be 22, which is even better.
Hey,
You know, it's going to get a little bit more compact. That's when
Not really. I mean, after the
it'll
first
come
few
back a
laps,
little. Yeah.
after a few first few laps, you get split up, and then you just lapping everybody, right?
Yeah,
Or the
yeah.
top people.
Well, you know where most of the havoc happens
Yeah.
is right off the start. The
Turn
first
one,
turn or
turn
whatever.
one,
Yeah, it's like,
turn
dude,
one.
it's like you lose most half the guys.
Or
friggin-
apparently a formation lap.
But yeah, or just driving a safety car and just spinning your car out apparently for no reason. Signs. Freaking screwed me over on this weekend, man. I got screwed on.
Somebody else did that too, but I don't know if it was Alonso. That he was just driving too and he just lost control.
I didn't see what happened to Alonso. All I seen is him against the wall. I was like, this guy. Who didn't finish? Lawson. I don't know what happened with him.
Bortoleto, Alonso, Sainz, Duhan, Hajar. So Hajar, Duhan, Bortoleto, and Lawson. Lawson's technically a rookie this year. It's his first full season.
Yeah, because he was a fill-in driver last year,
Yeah.
right? Who did he drive for last year? It was Lawson.
He drove for Alpine.
Was
Not
that
Alpine, AlphaTauri.
AlphaTauri. Is that? Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Because Ricardo wasn't doing too hot.
But
I'm surprised they gave Lawson the seat over Tsunoda. Because Tsunoda wasn't doing bad.
isn't Tsunoda still playing? He's still.
Yeah,
he's still running.
he finished 12th.
He also, man, sometimes he's a good race and sometimes, man, he just.
Well, no, he was racing good until that whole shenanigans happened with Piastri spitting out in the safety car and stuff. So he was actually
I didn't
doing
finish
well.
watching the race.
But
I went to sleep.
I think his problem is that he has a short temper
Yes, he does.
and he doesn't listen to his engineer.
I mean, you got to work as a team, dude. I know you're the driver and you're the main one in charge, but at the same time,
They know a lot.
yeah, yeah.
And
They'll tell you everything about the car without you even knowing about it.
Yeah,
You know what
exactly.
I mean? So it's like, you got to listen to your engineers, you got to listen to your pit crew, you got to listen to anybody who's planning the whole thing out. It's like, the strategy, everything, right?
If anybody's getting fined, it's gonna be him for swearing because now that you can't swear on
Is that like a
comms.
new thing for this year?
I think it started this year. No swearing on comms. I mean, shit. They used to do it
Dude,
all
I
the
would
time.
have such a hard time.
Yeah. Yep.
I have a hard time sitting here not saying, not swearing. Most of the time, I'm swearing, dude. You'll get a swear word out of me every
And you
once.
yelled at me walking out the house for it.
Listen, that's by kids, bro. We're not by kids no more.
They wouldn't even buy me.
They were listening. They're always listening. But yeah, hopefully we have a good race coming up in China. We got the sprint race. We got the regular race.
The time sucks. 2 a.m.
Is that what it is?
Sunday morning, 2 a.m. I might watch it still.
Same. I might make an attempt to wake up. Or maybe I'll go get a nap and then I'll wake up.
I just won't sleep.
I'm usually a night owl, so I stay
same.
up, but that's not
2 o'clock is late.
That's late, yeah. Well,
I mean, it
that's
is
usually
Saturday,
when I go to
though.
sleep, dude.
Yeah.
In all honesty, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that.
But then even if I miss it, I'll wake up first thing in the morning. I don't check my phone and I won't check the results, and I'll just rewatch the whole race.
Because you got no kids, bro. That's why. You
Hey,
got nothing
man.
else you got to do.
Go to church.
Good for you. Not so good for me. I wake up in the morning and all I hear is Anna screaming in the background. Come get me. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It should be a good race. But how it plays out, we'll see. Like I said, well, hopefully there's good weather for this. Because if there isn't, then it's gonna be another one of these slideshows. Is what it is. What you looking up here?
So apparently Cybertruck's had a recall,
On what? Oh, interesting.
which covers more than 46,000 Cybertrucks.
One of an exterior panel that runs along the left and right side of the windshield can detach while driving, creating a dangerous hold risk for others, or increasing the risk of a crash. This is brand new.
Yeah.
Wow, an hour ago. No shit.
You think it's targeted?
Is it? It could be. No, I don't think so. I don't think it's targeted. I mean, the construction overall of the Tesla Cybertruck is pretty good. Right? They're a very safe vehicle. But if they glue on some panels and the glue doesn't stick very well, then
Yeah.
you're going to have a problem. So,
I mean, why are
Honda.
you using glue and not clips?
dude, don't even, bro, because there's a specific company, a specific automaker that I know that uses clips that these things just fly off, dude.
No.
It trims over the windows and shit.
This is one of the cars I own.
Nissan. Yeah. I own one of those cars. Basically, the clips just after like a couple of like years, they become brittle and then they just crack off and then just a panel. It's not a panel, it's a trim,
Yeah.
but it's still a trim. It's still a piece of the freaking exterior of the car.
I'll still never forget when I was driving the Focus, and I was driving or I was tanking up. I'm just kind of looking at the car. I'm like, dude, where did my side skirt go? I never felt it come off. It didn't make a noise. It just went. I like somebody. Did somebody need a side skirt?
Someone could have jacked it for sure.
Dude,
very possible.
honestly,
very possible. People are crazy out there.
Because I didn't see any like broken clips or anything. So I'm like, I have no idea what's going on.
Look, 46,000 Cybertrucks got to get recalled. Is that how many they sold?
It says virtually all Cybertrucks.
Warned that exterior panel, the risk of a crash. Interesting. I wonder how many cars are on the road. I mean, it would make sense that it would be all of them.
Yeah,
because they're all made the same way.
Well, they're all new.
And they're all new.
They've only been out for a year or so.
Yeah, that's interesting. Well, if they're not getting recalled, they're on fire. So somebody's lighting them on fire.
Why are they on fire?
Well, don't want to speculate, but it sounds like politics to me. Arsonists, drawing and whatnot, spray painting everything. Dude, you see how many people getting busted for
That's
this?
so ridiculous, dude.
Dude, do it. Keep doing it. Because you know why? Because the cars have cameras, you clowns. Keep doing it because then guess what? Guess what it is now? It's they're classifying anything as a federal charge.
Like a felony?
20 years, bro. You want to go crazy, bro? You want to be colored hair and go scratch cars, dude?
Ruin your own
There
life.
was just a video I seen today of a dude scratching his butt crack. Well, I don't know if he shit his pants or what, but he's literally putting his hand in his pants and rubbing it on the car. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with these people?
Now, if you want to ruin your life, go ahead.
I mean, but something stupid like that?
Yeah, literally. It's
like,
not.
Guys, like, listen. Whoever out there is out there, I drove actually by a Tesla dealership a couple of days ago on Northside. I was going to pick something up, and I seen the Tesla dealership was empty. I think they were just building a brand new one, and it already had fuck Elon written on it in spray paint. Elon Musk doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
In all honesty.
People are still going to buy the cars.
And Tesla is a company that isn't really, it's owned by Musk. Sure, it's owned by Musk, right?
Yeah.
But you think you're really putting a dent in him? You think you're slowing him down? I think it's only making it worse for those people.
He's gonna think of an evil idea of.
I mean, not
evil,
that, but he'll continue doing what he's doing.
Yeah, it's not gonna stop him
with a passion at that point.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys
now he's gonna do it to piss everybody off.
Yeah, now he's gonna start going deeper and deeper and deeper and start really pissing people off. The funny part is that people are like, oh, for the longest time, oh, we need green cars, we need green energy. You gotta take care of the environment. I get it. I didn't maybe agree with it as much back in the day. I maybe changed my perspective a little bit on it. I still think that we're being kind of lied to about the actual the green energy and whatnot. I think it's a good cause, right? It's a good cause.
Yeah, but the facts behind it
are not really backing it up,
Yeah.
right? Like solar panels and stuff like that. Yes, great idea, great cause, but it creates more damage to make those solar panels than to run them. And then you can't get rid of them.
And they're all from China. And
well, that's another thing. And then you can't really dispose of them. There's no real... I think there's only one company in the world, I think it's somewhere in Germany. I think it's a German company, I'm not 100%, that will be able to dispose of these solar panels in
an eco-friendly way.
I don't even know if it's even that eco-friendly. Basically, there's a way to dispose of it. There's a specific way, and it seems like one company can only do it. And it's like, dude, like...
Just like windmills.
Windmills are only up because they're subsidized by the government.
Yeah, I know. I understand, but you can't recycle the blades on a windmill.
No, you can't. That's some specific fiber plastic of some sort that you can't do anything with it. You bury it in the ground.
Yeah, Patrick's company, they build windmills, right?
Who? Which Patrick?
Slamba.
Which company does he work for?
Some
windmill company.
Some windmill company. Yeah, they have a lot of contracts in Poland actually.
Because Poland was going big on the wind energy because they're going big offshore wind energy, right?
Yeah.
But
killing the whales.
Exactly. And then the onshore ones, you know what they do? They kill the birds.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right.
It's not
where the hell do you draw the line?
But
where do you draw the line between eco-friendly and then environmental damage?
Yeah. And then at the same time, they're making Elon do a study on how launching a rocket will affect the whale population in the ocean.
What?
Yep.
You're saying as a regulation thing for him to launch rockets.
He had to do a whole study.
What was it called? Who's in charge of that? The EPA?
EPA, I think. Yeah,
Was the EPA?
NASA. No.
Whoever's in charge of that kind of stuff, right? Made him do a study on it to make sure that that everything makes sense. Bro, what? You guys are talking about
And it
rocket
was like-
ships that are land based, right?
Yeah. Well,
Are we talking about when they crash?
coming back into the atmosphere?
And crashing?
Yeah.
I mean, that's I
understand, but
that.
why specifically whales?
Well, yeah, why?
I mean, why didn't they just do like
What about sharks?
aquatic wildlife?
We should ask Ellen with animals in the ocean. But yeah, that's kind of stupid. I mean, stupid.
I
I understand it as well. I get it. I you want to make it safe.
Yeah, but it's
B, you want to make it clean, obviously,
Yeah.
whatever. I get it. I understand that part. But see, these fucking stupid studies you got to do for.
but it's like not everybody gets those studies that they have to do it.
I mean, I know. I get it. I
Right.
mean, yeah, 100%. It's like, it's all just bureaucracy is the
Yeah.
biggest problem.
Then
That's,
here-
what,
and then
that's
here-
what Musk is fighting right now, the bureaucracy.
And there he is sending a rocket to the space station.
To save those two
Yeah.
astronauts who were supposed to be there for 8 days.
Yeah, and they're
Ended up being there for 9 months.
Yeah.
Was it a political play? Maybe. Could have been done earlier? Probably. I mean, he had the equipment.
No, he said that Biden didn't want to do it.
I know he didn't want
Yeah.
to do it. I think there's astronauts themselves that said that it would make him look good. You don't want to make Elon look good. You know what I mean?
I do.
I don't have nothing against it either. So, but, the whole burning the cars, the Teslas and everything, dude, you guys just keep doing it. Insurance will pay out. Sure, everybody. And guess what happens when insurance pays out?
It goes up for everybody else.
It goes up for everybody. You live in that area, you dumbass people, bro.
Yeah.
Like sometimes, you got to think about it. You live in the area in a zip code, and you have a bunch of Teslas that just went up in flames, right? And you own a vehicle of your own, dude. Your insurance is gonna go up,
And not by a
Just
little.
like everybody else's in that area. Why? Because they're gonna consider the area as a hazard,
Yep.
and they're just gonna raise the premium, and that's it. And everyone's gonna end up paying that. And if you can't afford to pay, you're not gonna have car insurance.
And then
When your car goes up in flames by accident, you get nothing.
Yep.
And own nothing.
Because all you have is a one-way insurance.
Well, that's what most people
Or
have,
the
right?
bare minimum.
Yeah, the bare minimum,
I
right?
mean, I drove around bare minimum.
I mean,
for a while.
listen, you get so did I.
Yeah, not anymore.
There are
but-
times where you
yeah.
get, you're in a rough spot, and that's all you can afford.
Yep.
I understand. It's it's the risk you take. You hope that you don't have to go through the whole process of that risk.
Yep.
They didn't wreck the car or some crap like that happens, right? But it's possible. But it's better to have something than nothing. That's one thing. But you're more worried about causing damage to
Other people.
other
or-
people, right? That's
property.
the minimum coverage covers the
Yep.
other people. It doesn't cover you specifically or your car or whatever, but it covers the other person, the other party, whatever it may be. But yeah, dude, burning the trucks and the Teslas, dude. It's like, guys, you guys wanted green. He went green. He did everything just because he switched to a different political party that has a different perspective on everything, a lot of things. You guys are gonna want to try and crucify him by going after his cars. I'm telling you, it's only gonna make it worse.
Yep.
Sure, Tesla got a 45,000 car recall coming out right now. I mean, that is the job of the NTSB to do.
Yeah, 100%.
Or what is it called? NTB? National NTS? What the hell is it? U.S. Safety Regulator. You just had it. NTB, I think is what it is.
NHTSA.
Yeah, NHTSA.
National Highway
Yeah,
Traffic.
NHTSA, yeah. So that is their job to check those cars for recalls for specific
Understandable.
right?
Understandable.
That's an agency that's an agency that you wouldn't want to get rid of.
Yeah.
Checking
Unless
the safe.
unless they're doing a bunch of other dumb stuff. but-
Yes, I agree. But that you need some you need some regulation clarity on that kind of stuff. Like
Yep.
people drive cars. If the cars aren't up to regulation, then
Then
I
it
guess
needs to
I'm
be
doing that because
fixed.
that's what I was doing
It
earlier.
needs to be fixed, or you got to take them off the road.
Exactly. So find a solution, right? So I'm okay with that. I get it. I mean, even if it's Tesla, it is what it is. I mean, everybody gets that, right?
Yeah, nobody.
Remember the Takata airbag recall?
Yeah.
Bro, how many freaking I don't know how many cars were recalled on that.
It was.
That if you shoot that if the airbag blows out, it could shoot like shrapnel through the bag and kill you, but possibly. Bro, that's crazy. Or Audi Q7s back in the day when they first came out. Their transfer cases weren't designed very well, so they blew up. But when they blew up, the gears came out through the tunnel of the car, and like handicapped people, like hit them in the legs and shit. I mean, you probably want that kind of stuff, right?
67 million Takata
Holy
airbags.
smokes, bro. Approximately 67 million Takata airbags have been recalled. Well, thanks for letting me read that. Takata airbags have been
19
recalled,
automakers.
impacting tens of millions of vehicles across 19 automakers. That's crazy. So one company,
I don't even know if I can name 19 automakers right now. I mean, maybe, but
who knows? It doesn't matter. But 67 million airbags. How much of a loss do you think they took on that?
they went bankrupt.
How many times over?
Yeah, they went bankrupt and they had to get bailed out and still went bankrupt.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, dude, like, but how does that happen? Like poor quality poor quality inspection.
I mean, the only thing I can think of is the inspection was good, but maybe it was over a course of a time that it degraded or something like that. And
That's very possible, yeah.
right?
Yeah,
And it's like,
It's something that wouldn't happen right away, but
it
after some time,
it
it
wasn't
would.
new cars. It was older cars. I feel like.
I think the newer cars also had something. I don't remember. I don't remember the exact details on it. What it was.
Manufacturer propellant that can degrade in heat and humidity and can explode and deploy.
Wait. The recall airbags manufacture a propellant that can degrade in heat and humidity, can explode when deployed, sending shrapnel into the vehicle. So the propellant would turn into a solid. That's kind of what it says, right?
No. Basically, the propellant would explode and it would send shrapnel at the person. So
67 million airbags.
28 deaths and at least 400 injuries linked to these airbags.
That's crazy, dude. Look at that. Carfax has indicated that over 6.4 million vehicles in the United States still have unfixed recalled Takata airbags. I know. I get those recalls all the time for cars I used to own.
Yeah, so that's over 70 million cars.
We're talking 6.4 just in the United States, not worldwide.
Yep.
So imagine how much more cars there are out there. That's crazy, dude. I mean,
But I mean, that's what the job of the NHTSA is, right? Is to catch stuff like that and to fix it. I mean, sure.
That's a regulation you would want and need, right?
Like I would want
an
somebody,
agency, technically.
Yeah, you would want somebody, a lettered agency, right? Because that's what they always call them.
Yeah. Not 3-letter. CIA, FBI.
But I mean, that's something that I would want working in my favor, right? Where it is working in my favor because obviously it just makes everybody safer on the road.
Yeah, 100%. Avoids injuries to people. I mean,
What if you had a small fender bender, but the airbag deployed and that person died? And it's like now you got to live with that because it's like even though you just
that's a pretty shitty way to go.
Yeah, right.
Like did you ever see that video of a grandma across the street and somebody's honking on her and she took her cane and she smacked the car and the airbag goes on? And then you die because you had a Takata airbag, bro. Yeah. That'd be terrible. You know what I mean? But I didn't mean to kill him. He just died.
The other thing I'm thinking of is during the quality control is that they may have tested it plenty, but maybe they just never had it happen. Because
it also depends on how many times they test the product, right?
430 instances, right, that are linked to that.
Yeah.
Right?
Out of 67 million?
Yeah, that's pretty low odds.
That's a pretty low odd, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's like they could have tested it 10,000 times and they still might not have gotten it.
Yeah. Yeah. About a month, maybe the recall airbags manufactured with propellant.
Yeah. I mean,
maybe they used the propellant, that
they changed it at one point or something.
Maybe. That's that's just a shitty situation.
Yeah.
A circumstance that you can't really. What are you gonna do about it?
I don't obviously the airbag manufacturer didn't intend for that to happen, right?
100%. Unless someone got paid under the table, just let it slide.
Yeah.
This is also very possible.
Which is also very possible.
At one point or another, right? And then finally somebody caught on and they're like, this is
really
we're way past the point of return.
You watched Fight Club?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't you remember what he used to do?
Self hope?
No, before that, his actual job. He worked for an insurance company where what he would do is he would go see things that would normally be recalled and he would see if what's cheaper, just to pay out the people that were affected by whatever defective product caused the issue, or
Take it up higher.
recall it?
Yeah.
What would be cheaper?
100% paying out to people.
Not always, right?
I mean,
They said if the cost to pay out to people would cost more than just doing the recall, then they would do the recall. But and if not, they would just leave it as is.
well, yeah. I mean, yes, that's very true, right? I feel like they'd be trying to avoid the recall at all costs because,
Of course.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just a lot of money, but it's one of the, but that's what I'm saying. It's like, but how many of those things get through?
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. You hear that buzz?
Yeah.
Interesting. Something's vibrating around here. Maybe it's my beer. Nope. Something else. Huh. That is what it is. But yeah, that was Fight Club is a good movie,
One of my favorites.
dude. And it ended so different
Than what you expected?
the most unexpected way. It's like, yeah, dude. But is that what it was?
No. I was
popping
just
up?
I was
Oh,
just
okay.
seeing if we need to play a video, if it'll play in there.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
No, I think we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, unfortunate situation for these airbags. I mean, and people got hurt and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was talking about the Audi. I mean, the Audi, detonating their T cases and then throwing gears through the freaking tunnel and hitting people's legs. You kind of
Really? That's
yeah,
what was
dude.
happening?
Yeah.
Man, you just-
In the beginning of when they first made Q7s, Audi Q7s, in the beginning, I don't know how many times this happened, how many occurrences happened. I know they had to redesign something to fix that issue, but basically what happened was at certain speeds, the T case would grenade.
and send
And if it grenaded, internally, okay, whatever. But if it grenaded to the point where the gears are coming out of the case
yeah,
and flying into the car and hitting people's legs.
like the people that are driving.
Yeah.
Man, just getting a gear in a fucking in the leg, dude.
Where'd that come from? You know what I mean? So there was an issue like that, but there's always something like that. I mean, some things can happen, dude. It's
Yeah.
like sometimes you can't mRNA vaccine, it was all good until it wasn't, you know what I mean? Then they're like, oh, everything's safe, everything's good to go. And then
It's not safe. It's not good to go.
yeah, exactly. So it's like, where you gotta pick your battles, I guess. I don't know how else you would say it, right? I mean, there's good and there's bad. Maybe the intention is good,
Yeah,
but
sure.
maybe the result isn't
Well,
as good as you would hope.
Well, it's also about like how
I don't know how the hell we got the vaccines with freaking
you literally brought it
Cybertrucks,
up.
bro.
Well, it's not even just vaccines.
We're
but
gonna vaccinate the Cybertrucks from the liver.
It's also okay, dude.
Oh, Jesus. All right.
He's
We
not
gotta put
gonna
on a flamethrower. You know what he's gonna do? He's gonna install. Doesn't Tesla own the? Doesn't he own the flamethrower company? What's it called?
The Boring Company?
Is it the Boring Company digs tunnels.
No, Boring Company made the flamethrower.
Oh, he's gonna install flamethrowers on the cars, dude. That's it, dude. That's how he fixed the problem. We'll light ourselves on fire.
Yeah. No, what I was gonna say is, and now I lost my train of thought because something. Oh, where it's like, how many companies do you think like get through like, let's say quality control, or or they don't have anybody double check their work, just and then they get past things that shouldn't be passed. For example, I'll use a good example. Juul. Not the grocery, but like the vape company.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So when they first came out, they had flavors, like 6 different flavors. They had regular tobacco, they had regular menthol, and like a few different other like fruity flavors and stuff like that. This is before these became really popular.
I remember. Yeah.
And what happened was the FDA was like, holy crap, smoking is going down significantly because of this. They're having a really big impact. People aren't buying as much tobacco products anymore. They're just buying these, and they're healthier. They didn't do all the testing on it yet, right?
Yeah, long-term testing.
And not just long-term, even still to this day, it still hasn't been around long enough to do long-term testing.
Yeah.
Right? But anyways, they were like, oh yeah, this is awesome. We're going to,
I remember that time, yeah.
They can get into stores. We're just going to let them go.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
And then they started producing the juices in China.
No. A couple of years later, reporting came out that underage smoking is up significantly because all the young kids are buying Juuls. and you can order them online, and you can kind of fake online purchasing like without a
Yeah.
problem, you know. And so the FDA is like, oh crap, we gotta do something about this. So Juul, not only did they get sued, but they had to cut all their products except for the tobacco and the menthol. So so if you go to the store now, you can still buy Juuls, but you cannot buy any flavored ones anymore because the FDA is like, no, you gotta cut it.
So what about this?
Well, this is different.
So what is this?
Well,
Then?
now they made proper policies as to
It's like with crypto.
you can't buy these online, or maybe you can. I don't know. I've never looked, but like now they kind of crack down on it.
Well, they put into a place a framework for policy,
Yeah,
right?
but like with Juuls, you can literally go to a Juul website and order them, right?
Yeah.
So
it's definitely a big problem.
Yeah. So and then once they saw numbers about all these like underage kids smoking,
But they didn't have a restriction on age at the time.
They did, of course they did.
I mean, I guess you're right. You were saying if you order online, you can kind of fake it, right? Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, or some people, or like there's some stores that'll sell underage, like this is just some whatever,
Yeah.
it's not that
Mhm.
serious. Let the kids have it,
Mhm.
whatever, right? But then kids would take it to school, smoke in schools and stuff. A couple
Yeah, I
of
remember that was a big thing, like for a while.
yeah, I mean I know like a couple of schools in my for my company, they have like they have sensors in the bathrooms.
Don't airplanes also have sensors for vapes now?
I'm not gonna lie, I got away with it once.
I thought they did. I thought that's the newer planes. I think have vape sensors. Maybe.
I mean, if anything, you do it in the bathroom, right?
Yeah, what I'm saying in the bathroom.
Yeah. I don't know because
maybe
last,
blow it out
last
the
time I
fucking
was on-
toilet hole.
last time I was while you're flushing, right? But when I was in the I didn't do it in the bathroom because last time I was flying to Poland and I got so sick on my way to Poland. Like I turned into someone said, like, you turn into a ghost. I've never seen you so white. I was puking for 6 hours on that flight.
From what? From
No, I just got sick.
oh,
I just
I thought
literally
it said maybe from not vaping.
No. I just got sick. Like we got to the airport. We checked in. We went through TSA and everything, and we went to the bar to eat some food because it was like 8 of us because it was for Dominic's wedding.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay, so that was pretty recent, wasn't it?
it's 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And so we went to one of the airport bars, and before we even got seats, I'm like, hold up, bro, grab my bag. I gotta go to the bathroom in it. And the worst case is all the stalls were taken. There was no like garbage,
Yeah.
but somebody was cleaning out one of the bathrooms. So and they had the big garbage. So I just puked in there. Well,
I mean, yeah,
it was either
100%.
that or the
But
floor.
They have the puke bags in the seats.
but this was in the airport still.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm like, so I just puked in that big bin. I'm like, sorry, bro. Like, it was either that or the floor.
One way or another, dude.
Well, this way he didn't have to clean it up.
100%. You could just walk away and be like, it is what it is.
Yeah. And then right before we boarded, I ended up going to the bathroom again and puking more, and then on the plane, and then finally,
Would you have like food poisoning or anything?
I don't know, maybe. And then when we landed, I couldn't eat anything.
So food poisoning, maybe.
Yeah. And then we got to Slama's family's, and it was already late when we got there, so I just kind of went to bed, and I just took 3 blankets, covered myself up, put a sweater on, put sweatpants on, and all night I just sweat the entire time. And then I woke up the next day, 6 in the morning, dude, feeling good as new. And I was like, all right, let's go McDonald's.
Yeah. Polish McDonald's.
That's
Different
right.
McDonald's.
That's right. Well, I just want a coffee, but they had like the McWrap, but the breakfast version.
Yeah. They're actually the when I was in Poland, I'm not a big fan of McDonald's.
I only had it once. Yeah.
I went there like 2 or 3 times when I was in Poland over a couple of years.
Yeah.
But they had a pretty good menu, man.
Yeah, they still do.
I mean, they have a good food and it tastes a lot better.
They have a very high like quality requirement, I feel like.
Yeah.
As far as ingredients and stuff like that.
Yeah. I had like a wrap from there.
Yeah, the wraps are
and I'm like, damn it, this
so
freaking
good,
wrap is
man.
so good.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Same
I'm
deal like
pretty sure-
KFC and all
Oh
that
yeah,
stuff.
KFC over there is whoo. They probably cook it in beef tallow.
knows?
Get away from the seed oils.
Yeah.
That's another conspiracy theory. Seed oils.
I sent my girlfriend a a video today, and it was, you know, the nerd clusters, the candy.
The gummy ones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know they use what is it, Red 4 or whatever?
Didn't they just ban Red 4? Red 40.
No, it was Red 4. And do you know what makes that thing? It's crushed up parasites.
Not shocking. Not shocking. I hope Michelle hears this.
Crushed up. So I sent a video. I'm like, you're not allowed to eat nerd clusters, and that's
Yeah.
her favorite candy.
I think I was just eating them.
Yeah, that's her favorite candy.
Like, we don't give like a lot of like candy like
Yeah,
that kind of
yeah.
stuff. But we had them, and so we gave her some, and she loves them. But I thought Red 4, which one got banned? I thought it was
We talked about this.
Red 4? Because I know it's not Red 40, because Red 40 is literally in everything. Which color dye is banned, yeah.
Number 3.
Number three. Interesting. And Red 4 is made out of parasites? What kind of parasites? We'll find out. Red dye.
Carmine or
Conical insect.
cochineal.
From carbonic
Natural food dye
carbonic
obtained
acid
from female.
extracted from their bodies. Interesting. Wow. Remember how they said that we're going to eat insects in the future?
It lives in prickly pear cacti. They're harvested, sun-dried, and crushed.
And then processed in acidic solution to extract carbonic acid, the compound responsible for the bright red color. The resulting pigment is then used as food color in a variety of products. Wow. It's literally a fly. Take a fly.
It's the one on the left.
Yeah. What is it? Declipius cacus. Carbonic acid, typically 17 to 24% of dried insects' weight, can be extracted from the body in eggs, then mixed with aluminum or calcium.
Just so our viewers see, this is what's in Red 4.
That's crazy.
It's like this thing right here.
Respond here real quick. What do we got?
So yeah, those people that
like a Red 4 or Red, what is it? Red 4?
Nerd clusters use Red 4.
But I mean, if you think about it, which food in America doesn't use some kind of a dye?
Yeah, but apparently there's a non.
Well, if you make a dye, if you think about it, if you make a dye out of, let's say, like a tomato, you would think that's probably not that bad, right? But if it's a dye out of a freaking bug, dude, I mean, how not shocking, in all honesty. How not shocking, because they now put up ground up grasshopper and a bunch of foods in Europe.
Look at it. Beet juice, paprika extract, annatto, pomegranate juice, hibiscus powder.
Okay, so why don't they use those?
Because they're probably not as cheap.
Exactly. Because it costs more money to extract and grow those.
Because they're not synthetic. They're just natural. That's why.
Well, I mean, the bugs aren't synthetic.
Yeah, but I still wouldn't want to eat that.
Hell no,
You
bro.
know?
And if you knew, like, I always thought the dyes were made out of some kind of chemical compounds, right? Sure, chemical compounds mixed with a little bit of bug.
Yeah. Well, I literally watched a video where the guy literally takes a bunch of them, crushes them up, and then just puts them in water.
And then the dye comes off.
The water turns red.
Yeah. Ay. I mean, dude, it's like.
I mean, I guess that's probably not as bad as Red 40. Maybe. I don't know what the hell.
What's Red 40 based off of? If it's based off of oil, then we're fucked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But yeah. But that's more natural than Red 40, which is a synthetic made, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's like pick your poison, I guess, but there's got to be an alternative that doesn't like. Okay, there's no way it breaks the bank to change the dye.
I mean, listen, dude, the cheapest way possible,
Sure.
right?
Sure.
Remember, what at the end of the day counts the most? Not for me and you. For me and you, it's always health, right?
Bottom line.
What's the bottom line for the corporates, dude?
Bottom line is money.
Money,
Yeah.
right? If we make enough, how can we make more money off of this product? Or how can we create a product that can make us more money?
Yep.
Right? Regardless of health reasoning. That's like the conversation we had. Who do we have with Jake when he was on last time?
Yeah.
How he said that what's the number one thing people reach for first before they actually, when they're sick? medicine.
Tylenol, yeah, exactly, medicine instead of water, drinking more water.
I mean, just that, but exercise, diet, right? What you eat,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
I mean,
You're talking about like you're talking about like sick. I'm talking
yeah,
about
yeah. Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I mean. So it's like, dude, it's like, what?
Well, I remember my buddy Christian, the one that just opened that axe place in Poland. He lives over there,
A what place?
an axe throwing place.
Oh, axe throwing.
Yeah. He just
I've
opened
never
one.
been.
He just opened one in Zakopane.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So shout out to Chris because I know he watches.
Yeah.
Um,
What's the name of his company? You know?
It's like Axe Zone.
What is it?
Axe Zone.
X Zone?
Axe
Axe
Zone.
Zone. Shout out to Axe Zone.
Yeah, he made it with.
Go
his,
throw some axes.
He made it with his his family, his dad, his brother. They got other activities, right? Darts and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So, but I remember when his mom got cancer a few years back, and she ended up, she ended up having it cured and everything. But he said the number one thing that changed was he changed her diet. He was always
100%.
he was always like he used to play soccer, like he literally models, right? So he's got to stay in shape, but he also needs to stay healthy, right? And he's like yeah, I took my mom, I threw out half her food, put way more fruits and vegetables, natural ones, like and everything like that. And he's like I think just that alone.
I mean, if you think about it, dude, if you have natural food intake compared to synthetic food or processed food is more, right? Processed food. The processed food is so bad.
Yep.
I mean, and processed food is everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Even the damn egg that you buy like at Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
If you buy like me, see, this is my problem, dude. I gotta wake my ass up early in the morning. I have farm fresh eggs right here, fucking.
I don't eat it in the
literally
morning,
in the fridge. I have to eat in the morning because otherwise I get retarded. But
I just I need coffee in the morning. That's it.
Coffee 100%. But what I need to do, and eventually this is gonna have to change because my oldest kid is going to school in the next couple of months, and she's gotta get dropped off at school in the morning. So somebody's gotta do it, and that sounds like it's gonna be my job because it's on the way to work. So that's gonna be that. So I gotta start prepping.
You own your own business. You make your own hours, right?
Yeah, but the school doesn't. So that's the problem. Unless I homeschool. Oh, did you hear about what just happened in Illinois? What just passed in Illinois? Wait, before we get to that subject.
Yes, because my manager.
Before we get to the subject, let's finish up what we were talking about first.
Yeah.
Which I forgot what it was.
Processed foods.
Processed foods. That's right. I was talking about Dunkin' Donuts. I love my Dunkin' Donuts, bro. I get my sandwich in the morning a lot of times. But that one egg, I think, has 12 ingredients in it. 12 ingredients.
In one egg.
For an
It's
egg.
crazy.
That just looks like it's just cooked on the pan. Right? I make that egg here at home, dude.
With one ingredient.
With
Well, besides the seasoning.
Depends. If I make it with one ingredient, it would be salt.
Yeah.
2 ingredients, salt and pepper.
I do vegeta.
That's my favorite, right? But see, here's the other thing. Have you looked at the
I don't
composition of
want to.
vegeta?
I don't want to.
Like, I haven't either, but I trust them because
It's a Polish company. Well,
it's not actually a Polish company.
Oh, it's not?
actually Croatian. Which is European, which they have higher standards, right?
Right, that's what I'm
But
saying.
now they add in, ground up grasshoppers. So who knows?
Where?
In Europe.
Oh, in Europe. Okay.
You can get the app now that can tell you if there's insect ingredients inside the stuff that you buy, right?
Really?
Yeah. I forgot what it's called. I know Michelle uses the Yuka app to look at like a healthy alternative for foods. Or if you scan the barcode, it'll tell you like if it's a good thing or not. Good thing, like what's in there, can it be skewed? I would say yes.
Yeah, you pay them enough.
Right? So everything can be done that way. But if you're gonna look at everything that way, then you're never gonna be happy with anything, right? So that's that. But yeah, dude, if I just woke my ass up a little earlier
I have the same problem.
and bake my own bread,
Yep. Bake your own bread.
and dude,
Oh, yeah.
if I bake my own bread, love sourdough bread. If I bake my own bread, fry my own egg, and then use the bacon that I get from a slaughterhouse, bro, I'd have like the most nutritious breakfast. I'm just being fucking lazy. And that's the truth.
But that's what comes down to half of it. Is that people just don't feel like doing it.
Well, that's the thing. And that's dude, I'll stay up all night doing stupid crap.
Same.
And then when
Like podcast.
and then when I wake up in the morning,
and you regret your decisions from the last night.
well, basically, and especially if like the kids don't sleep at night or something like that. So it's it's rough, it's tough sometimes, but yeah, I definitely need to see, and that's the thing is like you can talk about it, and I talk about it, living a healthier lifestyle and everything.
Doing
And
it is a lot harder than talking about it.
100%, it's so much harder,
Yep.
so much harder.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat, to be honest. I mean,
I'm trying different things. I've actually I work out every evening before I go to sleep. I do like 40, 45 push-ups. I always brush my teeth morning and night. That's standard.
Yeah,
but I also
no.
started like flossing more often because that's
I
actually
keep floss sticks in my car.
I was never a big fan of flossing. Like I felt like it never did anything.
The dance?
No, not that dance, bro. This dance. But flossing is good for you, and then just overall, trying to get a better night's sleep. A lot. You can change a lot.
Yep.
You just have to really drive yourself to do it.
I think a number one.
That's so hard, though. It really is hard.
I think one thing that I did for a while, and I don't do it anymore, but I should start again. And what a lot of people should do is put your phone charger on the other side of your room.
100%. And put your phone away. Leave your phone away from you.
It's on the other side of the room. You're not gonna. You're not gonna grab it.
I
Right?
have this. Dude, like I said, I talk about it. I talk
Yeah.
a big game. I play a shitty game though.
I used to do that. I used to have it because then when your alarm goes off, you have to actually get up to get your phone.
Agreed.
And then a lot of times when you get up, you're like, oh, I'm already up. Might as well stay up.
I'm gonna start doing that. I'm gonna start reading the books when I go to sleep. When you're supposed to bring me. Did you bring me a book?
I brought a book, but you're not gonna read it.
Why the hell did you bring me a book that I'm not gonna read?
Because it was given to me at work.
Bro, what is it?
It's called
No, something stupid for sure.
How to Be a Great Boss.
Jesus.
But it's the problem is it's part of our new management style. So there's like you need to have all the resources because it tells you to do like these different things in like a workbook and stuff like that, but you need like the workbook.
You gotta do like hooked on phonics kind of stuff.
No, it's more like breaking down what you do and what you can delegate to your employees. So I have a 7-8 hour training tomorrow with me, and there's like probably 30 people in this training. And basically it's an all day thing. We're just gonna be talking about how to delegate, what you should be doing, how to have like one-on-ones with your guys.
Why you give me a beer and not open it?
Because I didn't have a beer opener on me.
Man.
You got a ring on you.
No, what? This is a freaking wedding ring, bro. I respect this ring.
I've seen people use
The
their
people. I am not people. I am me. Give me another beer. Pop this open real quick. God, I can't believe we're doing this live on podcast.
A lot of people don't know how to open a beer with it.
If you want to know, you got to do leverage. It's all about leverage. You pin one against the other, pop. There you go. See, perfect. I could do it with the ring too. But I not this ring.
I know people like do it with their teeth. I would never do that though.
Just fucking go to dentist every week at that point. Which is the one place I hate going. Man.
Yeah.
I don't mind
a dentist. I don't mind a dentist. My gums hurt after every time, but
I mean, how much work do you get done on your teeth?
I just cleaning. I don't have cavities.
You probably got the stronger side of the teeth from our family because I got the weak ass ones.
Well, I used to have a lot of cavities as a kid, and now when I'm older, even when I used to smoke, there was one dentist that like 3 of us went to, and it wasn't Saborski. It was the one on
all the way back in Chicago?
Archer.
Yeah. Dazzling Dentistry?
Yeah, Dazzling. Yeah. And
shout out to Dazzling Dentistry for the work that you did on our teeth because I was there for a while as well.
What was it? Margaret Radzishevska, right? She's the main person.
Yes. Don't they have an office here in Lamont?
They opened, I think, 1 or 2 more offices. So
because I go to Lamont Dental Clinic. Shout out to Lamont Dental Clinic. For and I got nothing against Lamont Dental Clinic. It's a good dentist and everything. I just hate the dentist overall in general. But I'm pretty sure she runs that office as well.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's involved in it somehow.
Maybe.
I'm not sure.
Well, anyways, they told me that I have the healthiest teeth out of everybody.
Damn, they told me the same thing. They fucking lied to me.
Well, you got cavities. I don't.
No,
do you have any crowns or anything?
No, I don't have any crowns.
Me neither.
I don't have any crowns. I don't have any implants. I don't have any of that stuff. I had a lot of cavities. I just have overall like weaker teeth.
Yeah.
I also recently I went to the dentist for cleaning literally 2 weeks ago, and the dentist is like, "Yeah, you do a lot of clenching, like you clench your teeth."
I do that too. I can tell.
Well, that's bad.
I can tell.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah.
That's why your gums can recede, and you can have problems with that. So she's like, "Yeah, stop clenching." And
I don't think I do it that much, but now that you say it, now I
no,
can't.
you don't realize it.
Yeah.
Right? You don't realize it. She's like, when you go to sleep, you should get yourself one of those
Mouth guards.
Yeah, mouth guards. I'm like, dude, I would choke. I can't. I mean, I can try, but so that's that. And then what's the other thing she told me? Something else where you grind your teeth down a little bit, like too much, and like make an indentation. I don't know what it's called, whatever it was. But
Oh,
it's
like and your lips.
no, on your teeth.
Oh,
where you
because
like you flatten your teeth
I have like a
and you wear out the enamel.
I have like a permanent like indent in my lips from. Well, I used to have buck teeth, right?
It's a beaver.
Used to be a beaver. Yeah, I used to also have black front teeth.
100%. Blanca might be down that road as well. She's got the weaker side of the teeth, like her dad.
Well, listen, my teeth were weaker when I was a kid. Now they're not. You know,
that's good. That's
So,
good.
but I also obviously brush my teeth every day, every night, stuff like that. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean,
It's the one thing I have to do before I leave the house.
As time, 100%.
I cannot leave the house.
Dude, I cannot leave my house if I don't brush my teeth.
Yeah.
It just makes me. I don't. It's not.
Makes
It's
me feel
not,
sick the rest of
makes
the day.
me feel nasty.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
you know. So yeah, definitely. And I can't go to sleep without brushing my teeth either.
No, I tend to fall asleep without brushing my teeth sometimes.
I only fall asleep when I brush my teeth when I'm wasted, and it's rare, very, very rare. But yeah, dude, I gotta brush my teeth when I wake up, and I have to brush my teeth when I go to sleep, and it's become a routine, which is good, right? Sometimes if I'm going out somewhere, like in like afternoon, I get home from work or whatever, and I brush my teeth. I brush my teeth 3 times a day sometimes, you know. So
Yeah,
that's not a bad thing. You also
you can brush your teeth too
so
much.
they say that you cannot brush your teeth too hard,
Yeah.
right? Which is what I used to do. I brush my teeth hard.
Yeah.
But that's not actually good for
That's-
like your gums.
They brought that up to me too once.
Yeah, because if you brush too hard, you kind of damage your gums a little bit, then
Yeah.
you bleed easily. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're also not supposed to use as much toothpaste as you think you do.
Yeah, I use very little toothpaste.
You're supposed to have like just like one
Like
drop,
a pea size.
like a drop. Yeah, like a pea size.
Yeah,
right.
pea size. Yeah,
So I mean, but that's
but I mean, like I said, the dentist is good. It's proactive. It's
how do we even get on this subject?
I don't even know how the hell we got this far.
What were we talking about before? I wanted to finish it before I open a beer.
We were talking about for a while about processed foods, and then we were talking about. Damn, now we can't.
Christian's mom having cancer and how diet changed
That was before previous. Yeah, dude, this is how it is sometimes when you podcast.
especially when you don't have a script.
Yeah, dude, we're so we don't have a script. I was gonna say we're so off script, but we don't have one. So it's just whatever flows, which is good conversation. Sometimes people get lost. Like if I was listening to myself right now, I'd be like, these guys are all over the damn place. It just happens.
It happens.
I mean, you go to the dentist. And
I mean,
this
to
is what
be
happens.
fair, this is exactly what would happen if we weren't recording these same conversations.
100%, 100%.
We just decided to put our microphones in front of us for it,
And it popped beer and have a conversation
the
and
beer
talk
would have been
about,
there anyways too.
yeah,
You know?
and just overall in general talk about random stuff like of bugs and red 40 and whatnot, dude. It's crazy. I can't. Is it red number 3?
4. That one's 4. Red number.
Oh, look, see,
No, 3 and 40 are the ones that
they're
are
derived from
synthetic.
petroleum. Are thought to
Yeah.
though both are derived from petroleum and used to achieve a bright red color in foods. Petroleum, the stuff that comes out of the ground that powers your car,
So look, red
is used as a dye.
Red 3 is iodine based.
FYI.
Red 3 is iodine based. Red 40 is a different chemical. It doesn't say. But yeah, red 3 was banned.
but derived from petroleum.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Look
Yeah,
how much. Look how much. And people want to get rid of oil. If you got rid of oil, you got rid of your red colors. Probably not only red.
No. That would just mean that more oil would be used in red colors.
I guess you're right. I mean, who the hell knows? All we know is that oil is currently not the way to
oil is used
oil
in
is for
so many things.
It's for everything.
Yeah.
Your clothes,
Yeah.
your plastics, your paper, your
I
printer.
knit my own clothes. What are you talking
I
about?
mean, your ink,
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff is petroleum based, dude. Foods.
Petroleum
are
jelly.
What are you using that for, Marcin?
We used to use it for swimming.
You slippery bastards.
Yeah, it would help you. It would
I'm
help
sure.
you. It would help you glide through the water a little bit easier.
I'm sure. But yeah, dude. I mean, petroleum is used for. It's moving away from oil is not in the cards right now. There's
Not anytime soon.
not anytime soon.
I mean, you'd have to find an alternative.
and that's
for
gonna take
everything.
a very long time.
I mean,
For sure.
let's be like, okay, the whole reason slavery and cotton was a thing was because they didn't want hemp to be used to create like clothing products and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Because hemp was able to be used. Hemp, by the way, is what is the plant that grows weed, right?
Exactly.
So they didn't want to use hemp, so that's why cotton was so big. And they lobbied for cotton to stay, and why they kept hemp so illegal for so long, and
that's a whole other
why weed was
conversation.
so illegal for so long,
Yeah.
and stuff
But hemp
like that.
is an interesting material for sure.
It's used in so much paper,
Yeah.
clothing, all that stuff.
Listen, I think we're already talking about enough stuff today.
No, we're not.
We're
What are you
gonna
talking
be moving on to the next thing. We got plenty of things to do, so we'll be talking some more.
We're wrapping up.
We're wrapping it up.
Oh,
We're wrapping it up.
okay.
We got some other things going on.
All right, I'll see you guys.
Have a good night, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.